What's going on? Welcome to Totally Blitz Podcast. We finna talk NFL. We got the Monday Night Football recap and Thursday night pick'ems. As always, go down, like, and subscribe. Comment your thoughts on the Monday night game where we saw the Cowboys beat the Chargers in a close 20-17 game, and then give us your Thursday night picks. Jags going to New Orleans to take on the Saints. As always, I'm Paul Pick and Win. I'm Concha, and I'm joined with.
You already know it's your boy Cap Waterboy, your boy, aka the Don PYE.
Whew, that Four Loco hit different, Kev.
Yeah, you're dangerous. You're a very dangerous individual.
But Cowboys winning 20-17. Justin Herbert throwing the game clinching interception, fourth quarter. No magic. Sucks to be a Bolts fan. Sucks to be a Chargers fan. Just sucks that they had to get Herbert and they couldn't get a stud like Tua. But Kev, let me hear your thoughts. As we both took the Chargers, we both thought we'll see the passing game. Austin Eckler back. The Dak ain't shit crowd, and that was definitely the opposite of almost everything we thought was going to happen.
I mean, if we were skipped to the fourth quarter when the Cowboys are driving, I think it's like 10-10 at the time. The Cowboys are driving, and then Tony Pollard, Dak's about to get sacked. He hits it to Tony Pollard, and Tony Pollard breaks up for like 60 yards. That's when my dreams were crushed. I was like, what the fuck was that? Only the Chargers defense will let some shit like that happen. How you go from getting sacked to a 60-yard game? And then that leads to the Brandon Cooks touchdown. And I thought that game was over right there because I was like, but then I remembered, like, nah, this team has scored like 24 in every game besides for right now. So they're going to figure it out. So then when they drove that bitch down, they got a couple penalties their way. But they drove that bitch down and motherfucking went. And then who was it that he threw that touchdown to? What was it? Gerald Everett?
Yeah.
That shit was insane. And then you seen they kept cutting to the woman, the Chargers fan when they went for it on fourth down. And everything was crazy. So, like, when they tied that bitch up, I'm thinking, like, yo, this team is legit. They got this. Then they let them score again. Like, this defense can't be giving up that many points, like, consistently in the fourth quarter. And forcing the offense to always have to be like, yo, I got to throw this bitch.
And I don't know. I can't say coaching error because it's still somewhat early in the game, but they come out of the third quarter. I mean, come out of halftime. Chargers get the ball. They go on a great drive to drive down the field, get into the red zone. Takes like 7 minutes off the clock also to start the quarter out of halftime. Still 10-7. You're down by a field goal, and they elect to go for it on fourth down, and they don't get it. Instead of taking the points to just tie the game up, at least get the, like you just took all that time off the clock. This is a great drive just to end with nothing. And then later on, you're sitting there probably, I know it's too late now, you only lost by a field goal, but you're sitting there like another time where they go for it on fourth down. The first year they did it, it was like magic. It was working. And I think since then, they kind of like, they dug their heels into the dirt and like, no, that's still us. And some games it works, some days it doesn't. But I think most of the time now it's just not working. Like, go just get those points.
No, that's real shit, man. I mean, Brandon Staley's a firm believer and got out of jail, did the same thing. So, like, that's one of his big things. So, like, I don't be mad at Brody. I just be seeing it and be like, yeah, it is what it is.
And Dak having himself a great performance, 21 of 30, 272 passing yards, a touchdown, and he ran one in. He ran for like 33 yards or so, I think, on the game. Kind of doing both, like CeeDee Lamb, 117 yards, a touchdown. Not touchdown, but 117 yards, I think, like 7 catches. He was complaining, too, to Dak. So I didn't notice that till like right before kickoff, but like I should have been honed in on that. Like CeeDee Lamb's gonna have a big game because he was complaining to Dak the last game.
Nah, that's real. No, that's nigga Paul. You over here just watching these bets. You're watching these lines consistently. Like, oh, time to CeeDee Lamb over. Check.
I actually bet the over on his. It was like 71.5. I took the over because because when I saw that news, I was like, oh, I'm gonna go bet. I'm betting the over on his yards.
Yeah, I mean, this was a fun game. This was a really fun game, and the Chargers could have won this motherfucker if I'm blaming the defense personally, but the defense also held an explosive Cowboys team to like what 20 points. So like it's not terrible, but yeah, I mean you gotta capitalize when you can capitalize.
Now let's jump over to Thursday night football. We got the Saints at home taking on the Jacksonville Jaguars. Saints are a 1 point favorite right now. It is going to be a pick 'em. Honestly, it's a short road trip for the Jags, going from Jacksonville to New Orleans. It's not
Only
that long.
I was about to say it's only an hour and a half flight.
Yeah, like you're not that far of a road trip. They probably don't even have to make the drive until game day, so they might be practicing at home. I'm not sure. But short week. Jags been look great coming off their win against the Colts. 30, honestly, on a 3-win streak. 2 wins in London, the Bills and the Falcons, and then they come back and beat the Jags. And then the Saints coming off of a very bad loss to the Houston Texans, where they could have tied it up late, but couldn't. 20-13 to the Texans lost, but the game before that they blew out the New England 35-0. Honestly, that not too surprising when looking back at it. How do you feel about this game coming into it?
I think the Saints. I mean, 1 point is like it's a pick 'em, but I don't think the Saints team is like favorite status yet. Like this is crazy. Even if it's a pick 'em, I don't even like the Saints +1. Like the fact that I understand they're at home, but like and their defense is good, and but this Jaguars team has literally been on point. Like they just got 2 dubs in London. They won last week, and now they finna pull up Thursday night. Like this Jags team's been looking nice. So I don't know what the Saints can do to beat this Jags team. Truthfully,
See, the things that scare me about this game is Saints defense versus Trevor Lawrence, who is banged up. I'm pretty sure he will play, but he's definitely banged up coming into this game, and he turns over the ball. Like he does have a turnover problem. I mean, it
do
happens.
got a problem.
So, and that Saints defense they got turnovers every single game, whether it's a fumble, interception. Like they have one of the best defenses in the league. But then on the other side, Derek Carr and his offense, they die once they get into the red zone. They can get yards. I mean, he had 350 of them fuckers last week, so they can get yards. There's like over 400 total yards of offense. Like they can get the yards. They just can't capitalize. They can't get into the red zone and put plays together to get that leads to a touchdown. Even the one touchdown to Shaheed was like a 35-yarder outside of the red zone. Like that's that, and the Jags defense has been really good. I mean, it was Gardner Minshew last week, but the week before that, they put the Bills into a fucking box. The week before that, Falcons only put up 7. But the week before that, they let the Texans put 37 on them. So,
Which is still crazy.
yeah, that one is crazy. It kind of is the outlier because the week before that, they let the Chiefs only put up 17, and you weren't blaming the defense for that loss. So it's kind of like a turnover. Like Derek Carr and that offense is just they don't know what they're doing yet. Versus a good defense on the Jags, and then you got Trevor Lawrence, who he could throw to. I could see a world where it's a close ass game, and just like Herbert on primetime, he throws an interception in like the fourth quarter in a moment where it sets up like a field goal opportunity for the Saints to win. Like versus, I could also see where the Jags they are fucking they should be where the Lions are, but they aren't. And why? Because they're not consistent like the Lions are this year. And if the Jags can just come in here and take care of business with the Saints, and it's not even a ball game, it's 31-13. Then we can sit here and talk about, oh, they're on that new upper echelon of teams to look out for. But I don't know. This game gives me scary vibes because I feel like everyone and their mama is betting on the Jags at plus odds.
Yeah, I think that's crazy. I think this is one of those setup games because you know how they like to trap us. They used to do it crazy with the Vikings last year. So many traps. But I don't know, man. I'm taking the Jaguars all day. Doug Peterson and them boys is about to come through.
It's ugly, but I'm going to take the Saints, and I don't even like – if it wasn't me getting burned and so many trap shit before, I probably – like I said, like if the Jags are really what I think they are, they should come in and take care of business. But if they are still that inconsistent team, this is going to be a loss on their record at the end of the season. You're looking back at like, we should have beat the Saints. Why didn't we beat the Saints?
Facts.
And I'm calling it now. I don't have the props in front of me. I don't have the odds in front of me. But give me a Trevor Lawrence anytime interception, and give me I'm gonna go both quarterbacks this game. Give me a Derek Carr anytime interception. I think it's gonna be an ugly ass game. I don't know what the over under is set at 40. So they expect this to be a 20-20 type of game.
You're expecting a lot of defense this week, I see.
Yeah. So give me the interception props for both of them. And no lines are out yet, but I probably would take the Camara under. If it's set in the mid 60s, take Camara under 65, 66 and no rushing yards. I think the Jags defense comes to play too.
Yeah, I can respect it. But yeah, the Jaggies got this, man.
Give me the Saints. I hate to say it, but give me the Saints. And this is gonna be one of those games where I won't be mad if the Jags come in there. If the Jags take care of business, I'm gonna be happy as like the low key Jags fan that I am.
Yeah, the Jaggies, man, rock with them. But this is Thursday. That was Thursday night and Monday recap. Powell. We got anything else for them boys? Any best bets or anything?
Um, no, because like I said, this game feels trappy, so I would just stick with the props.
Nice. But that's what we got for you, man. This has been the Totally Blitz podcast. If you didn't know, my boy Powell got the Dana White shirt on because we also do MMA episodes. So make sure you go tap in with those. You can learn a thing or two about MMA and learn the fun and essence of that shit. We have our Friday night fight clubs. But this has been another episode of Totally Blitz podcast. Going crazy, dropping consistent content, and we always got something for you, man. So make sure you stay tuned in. Make sure you keep going to him. I'm Kev Waterboy Savoy. I'm in this bitch with Paul Pick and Winham content. And we don't mind telling you and your whole team that you was a bitch.